You know, there's a very specific question that I get asked occasionally. In fact, I'm sure most gun channels get asked this question, but I'm always really surprised when people ask me this question. If you actually watch my videos, I'm sure you'd be surprised if most people actually felt safe in asking me directions to the bus stop, much less asking my opinion on life or death questions. And that life or death question is, how to win a gunfight. Now, like I said, I'm really surprised anyone would ever even want to know my opinion on this topic, but since I get asked this question a lot, I thought I'd answer it, because I think there's 3 really steadfast rules on winning a gunfight. Now, rule number 1 for winning a gunfight is don't get in a gunfight. Being a coward has always worked well for me. If I'm walking down the street and I see some unsavory youths or some particularly rough-looking old ladies on this side of the street, I'll cross over to the other side of the street. I got time. I don't care. I don't really like to get myself in situations where I might get the crap beat out of me, so I avoid bad situations. If there's a part of town where people say don't go there after dark, I don't go there after dark. I go there in daylight or I don't go there at all. I can find other places to go and other things to do. I'd rather just stay home anyway. So like I said, rule number 1 of winning a gunfight, don't get in one to begin with. Now, you can't always avoid problems. Sometimes problems find you. But if you go out of your way to avoid trouble and to know where trouble might be and stay away from that area, you'll probably go your entire life and never have to draw your firearm. Rule number 2 to winning a gunfight, don't get shot. Now, I know that sounds kind of like a silly thing to say, but if you actually have to get in a gunfight, not getting shot is the best way to win it. If you see an active shooter and they're actually using their gun, don't run up and go, drop your weapon. Chivalry's great in romance novels and on television shows, but in real life, it'll get you killed. In fact, like I've said in videos before, I've got no problem with taking someone from behind. If I have a shot and the person has their back to me and they're actively engaging other people and harming other innocent people, I got no problem shooting them in the back. And I also got no problem running away and getting cover before I shoot them. In fact, that's one of the best ways to not get shot. Make sure there's something between you and them that they have to shoot through before they can shoot you. Because the last thing you want to do is get in a face-to-face shootout with someone and then realize after you start it that they're a much better shot than you. If I just go and get myself shot, I'm just another victim. I haven't done anything to stop the situation. I may have deterred his attention for a few seconds, but that doesn't really do much overall. So I'm going to do everything I can to prevent myself from getting shot. And the third and final rule for winning a gunfight, if you absolutely have to be in one, be able to use your gun. Now, I know that sounds pretty simplistic, but there's 2 different ways I mean that. The first way is if you're in a gun battle and you need to save your life or the life of others with that gun, that's not the time to have to break out the owner's manual. Choose a gun that you're comfortable with and accurate with, one that you can use properly when the time comes. Don't choose an overly complicated gun that's just going to confuse you when you need to use it. Choose the most simple gun that you can use well. And the second part of that is have the proper mindset to be able to use that gun. Once you draw that gun, be willing to use it. Know that you can use it. Don't have to guess about whether you can or you cannot pull the trigger once you draw the gun, because the guy that's actively shooting, he's already made that decision. So you have to make that decision too. The morality of taking another life, the implications of defending yourself and defending others in a public place, those are all things we have to think about. But we think about those before the gunfight, not during. So there you have it, my 3 rules for surviving a gunfight. Now, I know these aren't the most manly or the most tactical versions of these rules you've ever heard, so you can consider this a coward's guide to surviving a gunfight. I'm okay with that. These rules have served me well. In fact, I've only had to draw my gun once in my life to defend myself, and I survived. So you can call me cowardly, you can call me untactical, you can call me whatever you want to call me. At the end of the day, as long as I'm alive and my family's alive, to hear you call me it, I'm okay with that.